Welcome. This is India Market Open. We're taking stock of the futures and options space, and a lot of things that I may refer to on the screen behind me may be completely irrelevant should we see the Nifty open with a gap up of a minimum 500 to 600 points. Speaking of the implied open rate, we're actually looking at an 800-point up move right at the start. Now, if this thing does come through, and if this up move does come through in the starting 15 minutes of trade, a lot of, players and traders who were short in the markets are going to be forced out of their positions because they're going to be, there'll be, in many cases, there will be an auto square off of sorts, because there will certainly be a certain margin calls for all those who are short as far as markets are concerned at the moment. On the other hand, of course, we will see a sharp up move. Now, the question really is the first 15 to 20 minutes will be crucial in terms of determining levels as to where we can, in fact, see the Nifty move and tread within. But the 23 mark will, of course, be crucial, because should we see this gap up come through, the 23,000 will become a near-term support of sorts, and that is what we're going to keep an eye on. Now, this is as far as your implied open is concerned, and a lot will change. We want to very quickly talk about the India Volatility Index, which has moved up about the mark of 23, 24, 25 and thereabout. And we've been looking at that one. Remember that the VIX will not see a huge vol crush just yet. The volatility crush will come through tomorrow. That's when we actually have the outcome of the general elections. That is when perhaps you can expect the volatility to abate a little more. And by volatility, I mean it's nothing but the substantial expansion in option premiums, which is expected to contract because that event and the outcome of the event is out of the way. At the moment, we're seeing India VIX at around 25 and thereabout. Remember that even if the Nifty moves higher, this also means a significant expansion in call options, and that will in fact lead the India Volatility Index to move even higher. So don't get lost in the fact that the VIX can only come off and that there's something wrong with it, because it isn't. It all determines, it all is determined by the option premiums, and that's the reflection of the India Volatility Index. Now, this is the call that I'm talking about, because there's going to be, just look at the amount of writing here. Of course, some may say that, well, these are calls which have been bought, sure, but against these bought, someone has in fact gone ahead and sold these calls as well, which is why the covering of this call is going to further exacerbate the Nifty to move higher and perhaps accelerate that up move as well. It's going to be, there certainly is going to be a lot of volatility in the first half an hour of trade. Let's move on and talk about other factors then and see how things could potentially pan out. Of course, these are stocks. Friday was a mixed day of trade, and there was still a little bit of uncertainty. Even though the Nifty ended up higher, there was a little bit of covering coming through towards the last 1 hour of trade. But I reckon that a lot of these levels will change considerably over the course of the next 1 to 2 sessions as well. This is, of course, a list of all the stocks which saw increase in OI, among other stocks which saw, and then again, very early days, we're seeing unwinding, but I reckon that there'll be a lot more short covering as we move into trade today. So a handful of factors that we need to keep in mind when it comes to the Nifty is 1, 23,000. 2, the first 15 minutes to 1 hour of trade, which could potentially be very, very volatile. And after that, of course, we will start seeing the volatility index stabilize, even as we get a little bit more clarity with respect to option premiums. All in all, we are certainly set for a day of trade where, well, the bulls are going to be in control.